I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And did you vote in the primary election on Tuesday, or did you wait in the line longer than Tom Hanks was on that damn island? It seems that the problem in Georgia was that the campaign manager of the shady-ass Trump-licking Governor Brian Kemp, who was in charge of the election and voting system during his election in 2016, an election he won, what are the odds that the guy in charge of the voting machines and the way votes were counted won that election? What are the odds? 1. Those are the odds. 1. He wins. Those are the odds. So the guy who runs the election, who won the other election and became governor by winning the election, he also ran Tuesday's election? Okay. Brian Kemp's campaign guy is now a lobbyist for a company that makes voting machines. And the weird part for me is that during America's Got Talent, the votes are dealt with by a separate accounting firm, and no one, not even Simon, has access to the damn voting machines. So politicians are running their own elections now? This just in, we are also letting tigers babysit gazelles. Our country is based on one man or woman, you overwoke meatheads. One man, one vote. And honestly, shady criminal politicians stealing votes and suppressing votes isn't new. I mean, going back to 1863, politicians have passed ID laws, poll taxes, education-based requirements, and of course, there was the 1912 Alabama backflip law where before you could vote, you had to do a standing backflip in front of a poll worker. We remember that day as the Grandma FACEPLANT massacre of 1912. On Tuesday in Georgia, lines to simply vote were up to 5 hours long. Oh, but not in the white neighborhoods, just the majority-minority neighborhoods. Do you know why? Because racist, scared white people are really afraid of a majority-minority. And well, Whitey, it's going to happen. And when it does, they are going to remember your dumb cracker ass and how you tried to take their votes. Now, we could go over the ways that politicians have stolen votes, literacy tests. Is that what that says? Literacy tests? I got it? Yes! Literacy tests. Putting polling places miles from city centers so poor people without rights can't get there to vote. Purging voter rolls because your name is kinda like a convicted felon. I mean, I had to re-register here in California because of a serial killer named Christopher Titus. Our Constitution says one man, one vote. Unless the man in charge of the vote says you can't vote. And why? Why do these scumbag politicians need to steal votes? Well, let's be honest. It's because their policies are lame, stupid, and will hurt the poorest people.
I'm Brian Kemp. You've heard about all my guns, my chainsaw, and my truck.
It's why rich people donate to these politicians. So these billion-dollar companies can keep polluting the air and water, cut restrictions on testing drugs and food, write laws that free them from liability when their products kill us. And then they're going to make it legal to kick puppies. Yeah, that's what stealing votes does. It gets innocent puppies kicked. You know, in the Supreme Court led by Justice Roberts, and I'm saying his name so when we are all lost in an apocalyptic wasteland trying to survive because these racist, craven a-holes addicted to power don't have good enough ideas to win an election, and now we're eating lizards to survive in an endless desert. Chief Justice John Roberts said on the day he gutted the Voting Rights Act, "I'm doing this because our country has changed." And that blanket federal protection wasn't needed to stop discrimination anymore. Basically, he made it legal to stop people voting because he said racism was over. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was so pissed she did 400 burpees just to kill her beta rage. Racism is over? Racism is over. I can't breathe. Racism is over. God, I wish I could ask George Floyd, Tamir Rice, and Philando Castile if racism was over. Look, no matter what it takes, vote. It's your right. And that they are trying to take it is just proof of how priceless that vote is. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. I like the little stickers, too, I think. I voted.